Hello, my name is Robin Watts. I have a Child Development Associate in Early Childhood. I've predominantly worked with infants through my career for approximately 13 years. When I take in an infant, I never look at it as diversity. I look at each child as having their own needs, wants, desires, and their families that have their own needs, wants, and desires. And I am here to fulfill them. So if they have a culture that needs to support something such as a menu or special practices that we need to observe, then that's exactly what I do, because I want to be a teacher that supports them just as much here as they may be supported at home for that diversity.
Hi, I'm Carissa Knowles. I currently work as a lead preschool teacher at Heartfelt Impressions. I have my associate degree from Schoolcraft College in Children and Families, as well as my bachelor's degree and also in Children and Families from the University of Michigan. I've been a lead preschool teacher for 6 years, first with Bright Horizons and now at Heartfelt Impressions. Diversity is very important in a classroom. I once had a student who was having some behavioral challenges, and he had been in 3 out of the 4 preschool rooms at my old center. And every teacher said, I don't want him, I can't handle him, give him to so-and-so, give him to so-and-so. And so I was the last one to get him. And instead of worrying about it, I said, I'm going to help this child, and what can I do to help this child? And it wasn't any more work for me because my classroom was already set up to be a welcoming environment. As I mentioned before, when I first got a child in my class who had been kicked out of or not wanted in the other preschool rooms, my director said, well, I hope you can do something. You're either going to sink or swim. You're the last in the line. He's going to be out if you can't deal with him. And I thought to myself how awful I would feel if I had been kicked out of or not wanted by any peer group or any environment that I had been in before. And it really made me think of what I could do to help that child feel welcome as a teacher and help my kids do the same thing. And it was very helpful to, I was very grateful for my education and my own life experiences, because my administrator did not give me a very good feeling about having this child in my class.
Harris, and I've been in the field of early childhood for 15 years. And I also raised 3 children of my own who are now all teenagers. And I have a bachelor's degree in education, majored in English from the University of Michigan. And then I went on to get my master's degree in theology so I could do pediatric chaplaincy. And my first exposure to diversity and inclusion actually happened in the 5th grade, where I really became aware of differences, because there was a new girl named Paiwan in my class, and I loved her. Like, her hair was this amazing long black hair, and her skin was caramel, and I was very attracted to that. And she and I hit it off, and were promptly ostracized and excluded from the group. And so really my whole life became this choice of who was I going to identify with? The person who was on the margins and the person who felt excluded, or was I going to just go along to get along and ignore the fact that we all have a racial history and some sort of heritage? As an adult and as an educator, I see each and every person as diversity embodied. It's not about skin color. It's not about what country they come from, although that may be an aspect of an individual's diversity. That's not the only thing that separates us or has the potential to. So if we celebrate who we are as individuals, then we're able to accept each other as individuals and human beings.
Hi, I'm Riley Harris, and I'm in 8th grade, and I go to Oakview Middle School. When I was a student at Royal Oak Middle Schools, there was a kid named Aideen, and he was directly from Russia, and he knew limited English, and it was really cool to kind of meet him and learn about his culture and stuff. And he was accepted, and that was pretty cool for the kids in my class, because it was something new and something diverse, and it kind of grew, and we learned different things about Russia, and he learned different things about America. Immediately embraced him and was able to speak to him in Russian, and so he immediately had that home kind of feeling. But also, my teacher kind of gave it to us as a learning opportunity versus that we should just kind of like that he was just another kid, and we learned a lot from it. And she also did a lot of learning and kind of introduction activities so that it wasn't as foreign to us as it was from the beginning. Well, sort of recently in class, there's a girl named Elise, and she's more on the shy side and doesn't really like to expose herself to people, and it takes a little while for someone to become friends with her. And she's new this year, so that also doesn't help her situation. So when she makes a comment in class or tries to speak out or answer a question, the teacher, sometimes she can't hear her, and then and she's like, what? Say that again, and it sort of shuts down Elise's confidence and stuff.
What do you think the teacher could do to help her to facilitate that, or is it not the teacher's job?
Well, the teacher can only do so much, but some of the things she could do is just kind of be aware of Elise's actions and how she feels, and so then maybe when she wants her to answer a certain thing, or she can make sure that she's putting Elise in the right situation so that the student is learning and responding to what and expressing her learning abilities.